my whole life I've been programmed that I need to get a job, I need to be in a grad job, I need to have XYZ. Hey guys, and welcome back to Tinu Talks. Today I am going to be talking about part 2 of how I actually went from little to no money per month to building a 6-figure business. And here's that tale. So if you recall from part 1, and if you haven't watched part 1, please go back to part 1, it's on the page. In this interim, I still had a little bit of a mindset of, okay, like I want to get a grad job now because, well, I finished uni, I don't know what else to do, or like this was before I graduated. So before you graduate in a UK university, you want to start applying for jobs. And I was applying, and then I finally got to interview stage with one. And the employer kind of said to me at the end of the interview, well, it sounds like you're doing really well in business. What would incentivize you to come to a job working for us? Because we reckon that you're going to make way more in your business than you are ever going to make in your 9 to 5 here with us. And I just sat there, guys, dumbfounded, because I was just like, you was not even Christian, but what you're giving me right now was prophetic, because I knew that God had told me, girl, with this business, you was not going to need to get no job. But I was just like, I didn't hear that. My whole life I've been programmed that I need to get a job, I need to be in a grad job, I need to have XYZ. So this concept of not having a job was really scary. But I took that leap of faith and I didn't actually get a grad job in the end. Like I literally just went straight into property deal sourcing pretty much full time after university. And again, because I'd already built those connections with clients that wanted to work with me, built my social media as well, and more clients were coming, it was like God literally provided. Like the second I'd finished exam season, I think the month that I restarted sourcing again, I sold a deal, then I sold another one, and I just kept on going. And that was most of 2023. Now, 2024 was probably like the biggest financial year for me, biggest financial increase, because then this is how I went from 4-figure months to 5-figure months, and 5-figure months equate to 6-figure businesses, because £10,000 is a 5-figure month, 10,000 times 12 is 120k. So if you're hitting 10k or above every single month, then you is a 6-figure business owner. And congratulations to moi, by the grace of God, in December 2020, in December we became a 6-figure business. So I'm literally like gassed. That means that turnover wise we've done 6 figures, and that blows my mind, like to this day, because it's like, how? Do you know what I mean? So typically what will happen, right, when you do deal sourcing, it opens you up to actual rent to rent yourself, because obviously you're making the finder's fee. So the money that you make from your finder's fee, the 3k, the whatever here and there, you can then actually use that to invest in your own rent to rent business. So not only do you make these connections on behalf of other people, they obviously pay you for bridging those gaps together and you get your sourcing fee, but because they've already spoken to you as like the front facing person, it's like, oh, it's just Tinu, like, oh, you want a property for yourself now, well, we've worked with you before, you're trustworthy, so we'll just give it to you. So that's one of the avenues you can go down. However, I actually did something else. I decided to start a lettings agency, and that is what genuinely changed the game for me. A lettings agency was the business I went down. So my risk appetite is relatively low, but it's increasing, yo. I'm getting ready to take a few more risks. And what we do now is essentially, instead of finding landlords and being like, oh, we have Sally from Sally's Properties who'd be interested in working with you, we would actually take the property ourselves. But how we would do it is simply by basically sandwiching in the middle, like a back-to-back lease. So the landlord would want, let's just say, £1,000 a month rent from us, for example, and then we would re-rent that out back to someone who does Airbnb, and they would pay us like 1,500, 1,600. Just depends on like the margins. It'd have to make something, like it'd have to make sense, or 1,100. It just depends on what the margins are. And basically, because they're already giving a guaranteed rent and we're giving a rent to the landlord, we'll just basically sit in the middle of that contract and basically make pretty much passive income. The only times I'm needed is if there's need for a repair, and then again, like, I just liaise between the landlord and the person, and then I don't actually pay for the repairs in the end because they're giving guaranteed rent and they pay for maintenance, and then the landlord pays for things like the boiler, central heating, leaks, stuff like that. So I ended up just being in the middle of the contract. And so that's when I started that's how I was able to scale the business to 6 figures in revenue every single year. And we make approximately at this stage like a very good 5-figure amount every single month, which is crazy, because I went from seeing £300 a month when I was working agency on a good month, and then now like it's upward of £20,000 a month that we make through both businesses. this for me is what enabled me to now make a step to choose to be in Dubai. For me, it was time freedom. That's what I wanted, and I'm going to talk about time freedom in like my little next segment, because this is the reason I want you specifically to get into property. For me, it was literally all about time freedom, and I think that's what really differentiated it between going into corporate and the 9 to 5 for me personally, and actually starting this business, both the lettings agency and my deal sourcing business at the same time. It was the time freedom. So right now I've been in Dubai for 2 months, and there's not been a single employer like, Tinu, we need you back in the office. Tinu, your annual leave is done. For me, I genuinely believe that like I want to experience every facet of what life is on earth. Like how can there be places in the world that I have never seen before? Like, that's mad to me. Another thing that I find really crazy as well is that your boss can fully tell you, I can't lie, your annual leave is not permitted. Like, things like that, I started to really understand that, like, in my personal opinion, when you do work a full-time job, and there's nothing against a full-time job per se, I think everyone is different, and I think life wouldn't make sense if every single person started a business. So this video is genuinely for a specific few of you who want to get into deal sourcing specifically. But I didn't like the fact that I didn't have enough time to do what I wanted to do, or I had to always ask permission for what I wanted to do with my time. Like, I've heard case stories of someone who's not even been allowed to attend their own wedding kind of thing, because, you know, things got a little bit deep and the employer needed them. Like, obviously they worked something out in the end, but it's just like the fact that you can't necessarily do what you want to do when you want to do it. So because my deal sourcing business is obviously remote in the sense that the actual clients view the property themselves, etc., like, I was able to scale this and also have enough time freedom to do what I want. Like, even when I am back in the UK, like, my day is literally, I feel like I do a solid 2 hours of strong work. Like, even today I'm gonna head over to Starbucks now in Dubai, and I'm gonna do like 2 hours just working on really basic things, really basic things. Do you know what I mean? Like, not even working per se, like more so mindset, whatever, like watching stuff for that. But, you know, my time is now completely free. Like, I wouldn't say I've reached 100% financial freedom yet, but this time next year I probably will have. However, I will say that I have reached 100% time freedom. Like, I could do whatever I want to, whenever I want to. Like, and that was what it was for me personally. And right now, I'm filming this in the year 2025. I'm on a personal mission to get as many people into property deal sourcing. One thing that I said to myself last year was, and this was end of 2023, I remember filming this in December. I was in Cyprus, and I was just like, I actually want to share I actually want to share this with other people. I was nervous about doing it for a while, because it's like, oh, like, am I actually good? Obviously, just normal imposter syndrome. Am I good enough? Do you think I can actually teach other people? Will people actually make results? But I said, okay, cool. Like, if you could do it at 19/20 in uni in your final year, there's no reason as to why you can't, like, show others how to do it. And so I started showing others how to do it. One of my students made £4,500 this month, which is crazy. He quit his job, and this is not me saying quit your job, because I'm never going to ever say that to anyone. I think that's a genuinely personal decision. Like, everyone has their own financial situation. I did deal sourcing as well as like a very small part-time job for a while. You know, I worked 2 days a week somewhere else, and I did my deal sourcing, and then, like, I kind of, some seasons I didn't work at all, quit my job completely. Other seasons that I did, but like, he actually decided, like, you know what, I'm quitting my job, and that's exactly what he did. And like, my other student as well, she was working corporate, and now she does deal sourcing, like, and she's making a good amount of money per month in doing so. And my heart is genuinely for my mentees rather. I want to show you what to do, not just tell you. I found that they're in the mentorship space, a lot of people just tell you on a pre-recorded course, oh, do this, do that, but they don't show you how to do it. Like, my mentorship, yeah, I've literally put my screen on, I was like, this is what I'm typing in, and that's how my students were able to make crazy results, because they just replicated the formula. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Don't reinvent the wheel just to fall asleep at it. Like, if something works, something works. And like, to be able to see other people becoming, you know, financially good from what I'm teaching them, that genuinely makes my heart fully smile. Like, to this day, like, I remember one of my mentees must have told me, oh yeah, I made £5,000 turnover, and I literally, like, pretty much cried. I was in the airport at the time. I was just like, we praise Jesus because I just care so much about them. Like, I really want them to do well. Like, not even just because, oh, like, yeah, like, I don't know, I just want them to do well, because I remember how I felt when I first got my first paycheck. That's when I quit. At that time I was working agency. I quit my job. I just handed in notice. I said, can't lie, you man will never see me again. So if you actually are interested in learning about property deal sourcing, and like you feel like you can put in the work ethic, you've got time during the day, you can connect with other people, and you're very resilient, then I want you to message me on my Instagram, which is kingdom.rose _developments. And then I want to see, it's an invite only program, so at this present time in which I'm filming, there's not like a sign up link, buy the course, or buy the program, buy the training, because we're quite specific with who we work with. Again, we're not just like a get rich quick mentorship program, like, yeah, we'll do it for like this much, and you know, all of that. Like, we actually like to know the people we're working with, to see if it works. But again, if you want to be invited to a consultation, we'd literally love to speak to you and just see how we can actually help you get started into property. And yeah, not everybody gets in, to be fair, because there's some people who's like, okay, why do you want to do this? Oh, I don't know. Or like, yeah, I don't know, like it sounds interesting, don't it? Like, there's not really a drive as to why they want to actually get into property for real. And then that made me nervous, because it's like, not nervous, but it made me feel a bit like, oh, a little shaky, a little boy, because it's like, if you don't have a strong enough why, you're going to consistently wonder why you're here. Like, you'll constantly question, oh, why am I doing my own business? Why am I doing this? Oh, it didn't happen after 24 hours. Why am I still here? Like, if you have that kind of mentality, no matter what business you touch, it just won't do well, because it takes tenacity and it takes drive. But if you feel like you have got that, and like you want to actually, you know, work together, I love mentoring. I really love. If I didn't go into corporate, and if I didn't go into law, I would have become a teacher. I actually really enjoy teaching people, and then they actually understand what it is that I'm teaching, and it works, and like you can see the fruits of what you've taught somebody. Like, when my students started making money, then like, I can't lie, I was like, life is raps. I'm just gonna retire now because you guys are killing it, because yeah. But yeah, that's my heart, guys, and I want as many of you guys to get involved. But there's going to be a little bit more of this sit down videos, also vlogs of what I get up to in Dubai. Like I said, I'm only here like 2 months out of the year, and I have a really massive decision to make as well, as to whether I want to pursue full-time residency here or just between the UK and Dubai, like I have been doing, or like the visa's like around 90 days. Do you know what I mean? Just deciding. But the fact that I'm even in a position where I could afford this, like I want to give you guys a little tour. But then if somebody finds out exactly where I am, would I be in danger? Behind us here is Dubai Marina. So I decided to stay in Dubai Marina in Dubai. It is literally insane. So I live literally like on the pier for where the yacht club is. So the Marina Yacht Club is along this strip, and my apartment is literally like on that strip there. This is probably one of the most like well-known places in Dubai. To be able to have afforded to be here for 2 months, the business paid for that as a business expense, because as well as that, I did networking. I went to networking events here and all of that. Like, this was something I wrote on my personal vision board in 2023, that I want to spend significant time in Dubai. That is literally what I wanted to do. And the fact that I'm literally here doing it, like seeing the thing that I wrote down, like Habakkuk 2:2 lets us know to write the vision and make it plain. So I wrote the vision, made it plain, and ran with it. It was seeing that come to pass in my life that was literally insane. And like, there's certain things that I've written now that it's like, okay, cool, like faith plus works, faith without works is dead, therefore faith plus works must be alive. So if I want to see a shift in my life, I need to have faith in Jesus Christ and also take action. And that's exactly what I did. And this is the life I live now. It's so hot, guys, at the minute. Like, I'm even starting to break a small sweat, so I'm gonna leave it there, guys. But please like this video. Feel free to ask questions in the comments, and I'll get back to you ASAP. But follow us on Instagram, which is kingdom.rose_developments, for a lot more short form content. And we've also started doing the YouTube shorts thing now. Yeah. But yeah, guys, I'm heading over to the beach. So my day at the minute starts off like either filming something like this for you guys or something along those lines. I go to the beach. I actually go swimming. I've actually got my where's my swimming suit? Here it is, a nice modest one piece. Go swimming in the ocean. After that, you know, bake off for a bit, get breakfast, and then after that I will literally be at Starbucks doing various little bits and bobs. But that's me, and I really desire that for you guys as well. It just takes a little bit of work, a little bit of effort, and like bada bing bada boom, you can do it too. So I hope this video has encouraged you and inspired you. Like I mentioned, please like and subscribe, share with a friend, and I'm proud of you already. If anyone hasn't told you that they're proud of you, I am proud of you. The fact that you watched through part 1 and part 2 shows me and shows yourself that a level of interest is being taken, and it's all about atomic habits, leveling up those levels of interest of, okay, cool, the small little steps that you're taking towards your property journey. And I'm so excited for you guys. I'll speak to you soon. Bye. Please like and subscribe. I feel like a proper YouTuber now, guys. Hit the like button, subscribe.